Welcome everybody. This is live stream. Typically, today's the day that I do the weekend review, but here's the thing. I've kind of been racing all week and nothing noteworthy's happened. Let's see. Where are we? Let it be. Let it be. Gotta send something out while we're waiting for sport mode to load out. Let's see here. Yay! Okay, so as you can tell, I am still a very solid B driver. Yeah, this is like 3 weeks now that I've been, maintained B status, which is actually kind of cool, I gotta be honest. Happy days! So, yeah, instead of showing highlights, I guess we're gonna try to make highlights. So, but I did go through and send a link to, my daughter-in-law so that she could, if she so chose and he so wanted to see, my grandson. Yeah. That way he can watch the dad if he so chose. Alright, so yeah, I mean, I've done quite a few races. You can tell 673, I've won 9, none of them this week. But the top 5s have definitely gone up. Yeah, progress is being made. Okay, so let's see here. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? I'm actually the only one on at the moment. Let's see. Let's see what they've got in the used cars. Shall we? Anything new that I would be even remotely interested in? No, I gotta be honest. Yeah. So, but Legends, on the other hand, did have something, and yes, I've already caught it. Okay, so you know that I am a huge fan of Carroll Shelby. This Shelby Cobra for 27, 2.5 million credits. So yeah, I bought it. I have the credits. And then this monstrosity. Yeah, that would have been badass if they said, "Oh, it's a Group 3 car." I would have been like, "Cool. This is a Group 3 car." I'd fish the hell out of this thing. Let's see. I mean, I can use it for like money grind and stuff like that, which is something I'll probably do. I will run that thing in a money grind. Let's see where it does or where it doesn't do. So we had an update. They kind of fixed some of the physics on some of this. In some respects, Gran Turismo 7 is getting better. In other aspects, not so much. The rolling start, if you're on the right side of the bend, because both daily races, the start-finish line is after a fairly substantial left-hand turn. Like, if it was a street, it would need a stop sign. Like, yeah. So, Mount Panorama. Yes, I have put a qualifying time in, and yes, I have raced it. Gotta be honest, in the Group 4 cars, it's just not as fun for me. Group 3 cars, love it. Had a blast on that track. But then we've got Laguna Seca, the race that I have been using. And as you can tell by the top bar in the middle, used the BMW Z4. As a matter of fact, that's what I qualified with. So, Now, if you notice on the friends list, Cadell's name is not on here. Cadell was still harvesting. Really has not had time to get on the game, put in any kind of qualifying time or anything of that nature. So, I am leading the leaderboard in the BMW Z4 GT3 2011. Globally, that puts me just outside the top 7,000. 7 and change. Now, when I laid this time down, I was considerably higher, but it is Saturday. As the week progresses, people put in faster and faster times. People stop doing the whole sandbagging thing. So, and it's like I said, this stream is for my grandson. So what I'm going to do is I am going to get out of the Z4. And I'm going to get into the MDAD mobile. And why do I call it the MDAD mobile? Okay, so on the banner, the windshield banner of my, actually quite a few of my Group 3 race cars, the grandkids' names are spelled out on the top. The Mustang, which I actually have not ran in a while. So yeah, we are going to need to put some practice in. So because driving characteristics of this car are totally different of that of the BMW. And yeah, the Z4 is still the fastest car that I can drive. That was interesting. Oh, listen to that horsepower. Oh, lay down the downshift. Oh, wait a minute, I'm on the wrong tires. Okay, so Laguna Seca has got a requirement of 2 different types of tires. You have to run the racing hards and the racing mediums. I currently have the racing mediums on, which would be fine if you could get quite a few laps out of them. I go through and I burn them up because I'm not a big one on fuel saving. I'm not a big one on tire saving. It's not that I don't want to do it, it's I don't know how. Oh dear Lord, the thing is twitchy. It's so bad. Oh Lord. I will get this cleaned up. But it's like I said, I mean, Ford is one of the manufacturers that I'm thinking about switching to at Mount Panorama during the Bathurst 1000. Ford did break out what will be next year's Group 3 Mustang and kind of showcased it. One of Ford's legendary drivers, I guess is the best way to put it, went through and put some laps on it, which is almost kind of funny considering I'm having this conversation. And Mount Panorama is one of the races that we've got for this week. Yeah, that's all dirty. Go, go, gadget fingers. And the Mustang, the Viper, the Corvette, they've got great straight line speed. And I actually enjoy driving them. The one downside to it is I enjoy driving them on medium and soft tires. As it pertains to hard tires, you know how I called the BM6 my schizophrenic child? Well, as you can tell, this can kind of do the same thing. Oh, well, you guys know what's about to come up. We know what's about to happen. Let's do some donuts. Round and round and round she goes. Yeah, stuff and things. Alrighty, so 123.8, and my current record is 122.6. Now, on the Z4, I'm actually able to get 23s on a fairly consistent basis, and low 24s, high 23s on the hard tires. This one on the medium tire was a 123.3, which is still a second off my pace. But it's like I said, the reason why I want to run this car for this live stream is because, well, you're about to see it. It says Indad on it. It's the Indad Mobile. Yep, still running the same sponsors: Aina Coffee, FIA, Palapani, Ford, Blackman Heritage. Oh, it makes a pretty sound. Because you see, in the Z4 I can be really aggressive on the accelerator, and the Mustang on this track on hard tires, not so much. Which sometimes I'll have to go through and like remind myself of, hey, you're an American car. It's got really good straight lane speed. Oh, lordy. Now, the funny part about it is the car that Ford is releasing, or the GT3 kit that they're shipping out to be uh, put on a standard Mustang GT to make it a Group 3 car, which is essentially a wide body kit and some other goodies in the box. It totally changes the nose and kind of does this one like single strand high intensity LED headlight setup. It looks kind of weird. So I got a kick out of it because the old boy who was doing the drive around Mount Panorama was kind of taking it easy. And again, Chevy went through and displayed their Group 3 Camaro as well. Well, when the kid got behind the wheel of the Camaro, I mean, he kind of attacked the course. So, I mean, whereas you had the older gentleman just kind of taking his time, enjoying the ride, like doing a exhibition drive, Chevy guy was a little bit more motivated. I don't know if his old lady was kind of like, hey, I got something special for you when you're done taking these laps or what, but yeah, he was in it. No word yet from the FIA about when they are considering re-sponsoring the esports side of their races with Gran Turismo. It's got a lot of power, and they kind of somewhat fixed the rolling starts. Now everybody, your accelerator, you're relegated to 38 miles an hour. Oh, here's the donut display. Never dawned on me, but actually I've got my car painted and tire smoke gray. That's kind of cool. Yeah, stuffing things. It's a lot of smoke billowing out from those tires. Alrighty, so let's see here. Let's go to settings, car. Let's get off the medium tires because again, I'm going to be racing more on the hard than on the mediums. So, ideally, I'm looking. On a perfect world, I'd be able to get my hard tire time down where Island has got his medium tire time. I believe he was in the bed on that one. Yeah. In the Corvette, and then Adawan has got his McLaren time as well. So, and not at the point of sounding arrogant, but hitting this time in the Mustang on hard tires should not be a problem. With that being said, watch me not be able to keep the damn thing on the track, and I end up with like a 4-minute damn lap time. Stranger things have happened. Okay, racing hard tires, Ford Mustang. Let's go. But with the last update, they released 4 new cars. Nissan being the bulk of those cars. And yeah. Practice makes perfect. So yeah, it's just a matter of being gentle on the accelerator as not to spin the car out. Like that. Alright, my turn in point has got to change. Hear the rubber squealing. So 124A. About gaining some time. That was a much better exit off that corner. Much better exit off that corner. One 24.9. Had I actually taken the right angle on that corner, that would have been a lot better. Screwed it up. Okay, pass the two board. Up. Ah, sad bandits. Alright, so right now we're looking at a 124 dead. So yeah, if I can consistently get within about a second time on the hard time, good to go. I mean, don't get me wrong, and you'll see it when we actually get into a race. Can be kind of a aggressive track, to say the least. Too far. transmission, semi-shift point. I would like for them to be. Much better exit. Bad exit on that one. Oh, that's a penalty. Oh, well, now, children. Yeah, 124 or 124 at 130. That's not exactly what I would call consistency, people. See if we can get a better exit this time, shall we? No. Another 124. Yeah, you don't want to touch the barrier, because the second you touch the barrier, then yeah. Yeah, that's horrible. Starting to get that final turn dialed in, right? It's the third lap in a row that I've actually gained time. Little man, if you're watching this or when you watch this, I hope that you are doing good and you're listening to mommy and you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing. Not the best corner X. Could have been worse. Seems like I get more speed coming up this hill by dropping down into third. Oh, nope. That was the bad. Okay, let's see here. So the best time was a 124.2, which is what, about a second and a half? Now, with that being said, had I been able to put those three sectors together, highlighted in green, I had the capability of doing 123.5. My personal best right now is a 122.6, which would have been definitely within my 1 second of where I want to be before I actually put this thing in a race. So the acclimation and getting warmed up with this car may take a little bit longer than I was anticipating. But that's okay, because again, Ford is one of those manufacturers that I keep looking at. And of course, a lot of that has to do with the fact of, I'll come back to this. Okay, so actually the easiest way for me to show this is to come back in here, go here, select from garage, go to the garage, come over here and go distance driven. I have driven these three cars more than any other cars. Okay, I've got 6,800 miles on this one. I've got 5,000 on this one. I've got 2,800. So, yeah. And this is the test car that I was actually using for money grinds. And then, so this is my money grind car. And then this is a standard GT40 test car spec. Now, we saw me kind of struggle with this one. You want to see something funny? Let me show you something. Make sure I'm on the right tires. Actually, you know what? We'll just run it. If it's got mediums on it, then it's got mediums on it, because it doesn't matter. Okay, so the GT40 Okay, so hard tires, your mid-engine cars give you the best grip for those tires because they have the additional weight of the motor on the back wheels. Okay. All Group 3 cars in this simulator are wheel-wheel drive cars. Uh, Group 4 has got some four-wheel drive cars. But for Group 3, they're all mid-engine, well, not all, but rear-wheel drive cars. Mid-engine cars with hard tires. Oh, it's got hard tires on it. Good deal. Uh, the advantage of the Now, this is actually the fastest car I own. There are something else changed with this last update. This thing isn't nearly as schizophrenic as it was. Yeah, I don't recommend that at all. That was horrible. into 125. It's a big old car. Almost too wide. That was too wide. Okay, so remember how the Mustang reacted, right? Oh. End up with a penalty there. Did we find our donut spot? I think we found our donut spot. It's a donut spot! Not to be confused with Donut Day. Which was kind of funny. Nick's, my eldest, went there and actually brought that up. Because he had asked when was the last time he had a donut day. And I was kind of like, you know, it has been a while. And I actually did more laps in this than that. But with that being said, I mean, part of the reason why I've got so many miles on this one, and you've actually seen me win no, actually, you have not seen me win races in this one because I didn't save any of the races. Yeah, stuff and things. Why didn't I save any of those races? Anywho, but on hard tires, it's 123.8 is the best I can get on this one. Now, we come over here and put the more racing acclimated mediums on. And then we try this again. Okay, that was short. And I tell people all the time, don't jump cars, just pick a car and run with it. And here I am, doing a live stream, just jumping at multiple cars. Why? Because I'm silly. But the one nice part about Ford is they have really tall gears. I mean, like really tall gears. And I'm in the sand. Oh dear God, am I actually going to be able to complete a lap in this car? Are you serious? I just beat my qualifying time. Nope. That was a bad. Another 122. Alrighty. That's hilarious. Oh, well, shit. Gotta be honest, was not expecting that. Okay, so the best lap that I put together had sectors 1 and 3 dialed in perfectly. That was 1:22.3. Now, the funny part about it is if you go through and you look, had I been able to squeeze that other 2/10 out of sector 2, I would end up with a 1:22.2. Now, here's the funny part about that. On the track, your time is actually faster because the delta counter is a constant moving. So where does that put me in the world rankings? I am back within top 7,500. Happy days! So, just out of curiosity, okay, so I have the race car. And again, okay, so right now the top car is the BMW M6. Yes, I know I'm a BMW sponsored driver. So technically, there is not a quote-unquote meta car for this race, but as you're coming down through here, you're starting to see a theme. So there's not a meta car, but there is a dominant car, and if you're having problems figuring it out which one it is, the model number is the number you dial when you have an emergency. Okay? So, happy days. Alrighty. I'm sorry, I'm actually kind of proud of that. I mean, it's like I said, I wasn't trying to do that, which is probably the reason why it happened. Um, because you'll go through and you'll start, when you get into this, and I've told my eldest this, when you get into this, it's very easy to get tunnel vision. And it's very easy to go through and kind of relax, because when you're relaxed is when you do your best. Okay. um, with that being said, is my thumb still killing me from when I first started playing this sim? Absolutely. um, we got a Mustang at 267 with a 125. But I mean, just the fact of I'm within 3 seconds of these guys is a very, 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 very huge accomplishment. Very huge accomplishment. At least for me. I know that may sound weird, but for me. Checking to see real quick if there is a GT Le Mans race car in the top 500. But that is the one thing that I've got to give Gran Turismo credit for, is whereas yes, the 911 is the dominant car. It turns nice, it's got good acceleration, it has shit top end, okay? Has total shit top end. But, I mean, I am not seeing it. Seen quite a few McLarens, which good on them, because I went through and actually at the beginning of the week was using a McLaren. I was using the 650 because I was giving serious consideration to them, because again, mid-engine cars have better grip on hard tires. And if you've followed my streams, or when you do start following my streams, and I know that sounds arrogant, but when you do start following my streams and you start looking at some of the older streams, you're going to notice a common theme. Gran Turismo loves to put you on hard tires. Okay? They may give you other options, but at some point you're going to end up on a hard tire, and that's part of the reason why the 911 does so well. No, there's not a Le Mans race car in the top 500. Is there one in the top 1,000? It's it turns nice. It's got good acceleration. It's got shit top end, because hell, my BMW Z4 on the rolling start, and you'll see this, the BMW Z4 on the rolling starts grant you a better off the line acceleration. Now, that little thing right there, the Aston Martin V12 Vantage, coincidentally enough, is the manufacturer that my oldest is thinking about signing with next Manufacturer's Cup. That little demon in a straight line, and yeah, I would have one old boy go through and just catch up with me in a heartbeat. I would lose him in the corners because I could corner better than he could. But obviously, I mean, these guys are, well, actually now we're to the point now to where they're less than 2 seconds. But they gain quickly. But The GT um, is very, 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 very good for speed. Um, well, if it's so good on speed, then why isn't it in the top 500 or top 100? Or, well, because, okay, so this Group 3 race car is 1.6 million credits. Okay. It's a legacy car. I'm pretty sure that's not what they call them, but it's what I call it. It's a legacy car. This was the United States' first supercar. Um, you can buy this car out of Brand Central. Um, but it's 1.6 million credits. It is not an active car. The V12 Vantage is an active car. The GTR Nismo is an active car. What else we got here? The Corvette, active car. Suzuki, I don't think so. The Lexus, yeah, I saw that on Supercars. The M6, well, no, well, the M6 for this year, and then it goes to the M4. Um, those are all active cars. NSX, active car. WRX, active car. So there are some people who get into this sim and want to drive the accurate car for this race, and I don't blame them. Okay. Again, it wasn't up until 3 weeks ago. Well, 2 months ago, Ford announced that they were sending Group 3 kits out for the, I believe it is 2019 Ford Mustangs and above, to convert them into GT3 race cars. Z4. I'm sure I passed one before, but unfortunately that wasn't the car I was looking for. That's their, they want to run the actual car. Hang on a second. So, I mean, I understand that. I respect that. I really and truly do. And I agree with them. On the flip side of that, I have had an affinity for, and I've made this comment before, I have had an affinity for the Ford GT since the first time I saw it at the Texas State Fair in 1976. So, and no, there is not even a Le Mans race car in the top 1,000. That'd be some shit to find out I've got the fastest Le Mans car. God, what was it? Cataluna. Cataluna for 2 days. I actually did have the fastest GT Le Mans. But yeah, and you've seen it. I mean, the 911 is the dominant car for this track. It's not the meta car. I think the last true meta car, well, actually no, because if you go over to the Group 4 race, I mean, the top 100 is completely dominated by the WRX Group 4 four-wheel drive. So, but yeah, just the fact of on a Saturday, okay, on a Saturday, I'm making progress, people. Yeah, Audi R8, another mid-engine car. So, I mean, you go through and you take the 911 out of the equation, the meta setup, if you want to call it that. Okay, there is a meta setup, and you've probably seen it throughout with the McLarens and the Audi R8s and the Lamborghinis. I mean, they're all mid-engine cars. So as a result, the mid-engine rear-wheel drive car is the meta setup for this track. So just out of curiosity, hang on a second, please be patient with me. I promise, little man, you'll see In-Dad race. Although, gotta be honest, I'm actually not gonna race the In-Dad mobile. I'm gonna race, well, this one. It's got your name on it. Let's see here. To get into the top 5,000. Yeah, I know there was a Ford GT on the one page. That is the 2018 EcoBoost V6, the car that I've screamed since day one should be the Group 4 car. Which would probably piss a whole bunch of people off if they went there and actually changed that and said, yep, that's Group 1 now, or Group 4 now. How much time have I got to shave off to get in? Because as you can tell, a lot of people have the same time. 121, 624, there's what, 2 on that page. A lot of 626s. What, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 with 656. So I mean, there's a lot of people with duplicate times. But the one refreshing part about it is, okay, and we'll use this as an example, 121,703, yeah, 911 GTR, WRX, BRZ. So multiple cars are holding the same time, and I think that's a good thing, because 911, Z4, Mitsubishi. I'm sorry, I brain farted. Who the hell makes the... Yeah. So, let's see here. Are we at less than a half second? Okay, so we're approaching less than a half a second. That's what it's going to take for me to get into the top 5,000. Which I just may be geeky enough to do tomorrow. Okay, so right now the guy in the 5,001 spot has got a time of 121,973. I've got a 993 or 393. So what is that? 0, 2. So I had less than a half second. Under 4/10. So 420 thousandths of a second, and I could be in the top 5,000, which has actually only happened one other time, and coincidentally enough, it was in that car. So, but again, there is a very large difference. Okay, so that was a 122.3, right? I put my name on it. You guys know that. You've seen that car before. Yep, I got Kinley and Leon on there. The grandkids. Love them equally. And I'm sorry, I know some people think the car is ugly as hell. I think it looks amazing. color scheme could be a little bit different. As a matter of fact, I'm probably going to repaint it before we go race. Because here lately I've had an affinity for silver cars. I own the paint colors, so... Oh, wait a minute. I broke my time, and I actually have not done this in a couple of... Because this isn't the first time I beat my time. The set's kind of taken over the top spot. There we go. We must take photo. We need photo proof. Alright. Actually, you know what? We'll just leave it at that zoom. I like it. La da da. Wait for it to render. Rendering. I see. When was it? Last month? Yeah, last month or month before last, I actually could not take race photos because every time it was taking the photo, it would freeze up. Alrighty. And yes, I'm sending it to my social media page. Oops. I cannot get away from this car. And that's not a bad thing. Search tags. Miz Racing. Group 3. Actually, Ford GT. Alright. And get that uploaded to Gran Turismo servers. That way, whenever it comes back online, then yeah, it's there. So. We gotta let this finish playing because I need to find out which one makes cooler donuts. Although, again, this is blue and purple. Actually, I don't know if you call that blue and purple or just purple and purple. But, yeah, because, I mean, it's kind of got a purple hue to it. But, yeah. It's a good looking car. I love it. I do. And you see, I tried to beat my Z4 time before, and I couldn't do it. I tried repeatedly. So, yeah. And I know last time that we talked, I had mentioned about getting a camera. And I'm still going to get a camera. That way you guys can see me and see how I race and all of that good stuff. It's nothing elaborate, seriously. It's nothing elaborate at all. But see, the one nice part about this car is when people see me in it and then I start racing it, especially if I end up on a podium, the next race I'll see the rented version of this car in the lobby. And it's kind of funny because, I mean, again, I've got over 6,000 miles on this car. 7,000 miles. I don't remember. Anyway, I've got more than 2 miles on this damn car. I mean, I've spent quite a bit of time in it. Uh, it takes some getting used to. It does. Just baffling to me that I got accustomed to it as quickly as I did. But see, the one downside to this car is I've gone through and I mentioned that it's extremely powerful. Depending upon how this thing does in the rolling starts and where I'm at in line, it can create some problems because then I've got to kind of somewhat slow it down. And it's kind of like, okay, so if you can drive fast, you can drive slow. One would think, but those are two totally different skill sets. Okay, this should be where we do our little donut display. Did I not do a donut display? Oh, no, I didn't do a donut display. That's right, I restarted. Or did I? I don't remember. La-da-da-da. I wasn't even doing donuts, and that was more smoke than in the Mustang. Who'd have thunk it? Okay, so go back to car settings. Go back to the tires that I'm going to start on. Now, this is where the dilemma is going to be. Is yeah, I'm quick with it on medium tires, but I've got to get to the point where I can be quick with it on hard tires. Because you wouldn't think that it would make that much of a difference, the two tire compounds, but it does. Which, I mean, it shouldn't make a difference because, I mean, ultimately at the end of the day, I end up, I qualify really well, and I mean, like typically I'm starting within the top 5, top 7. But at some point, without fail, I get knocked back, spun out, whatever. Which is the other thing of, it sucks because I can't just open this thing up unless I'm on pole position. I can't just open it up and let it run because I've got to get through traffic to get to the front so that I can open it up and let it run. So that's 2.5 seconds off my fastest pace. Still 2 seconds off my fastest pace. So, yeah, we got some practice we got to do. But I do love this car. I do. So, what, about a second and a half now? That was a horrible exit. Nope. Okay, it's getting there. It's getting there. It's going to take some practice. It will. So, typically, what I found that helps with that is kind of taking a break. Just walking away for a second. Okay, so now the $64,000 question was, no, there's actually more time. Now, so, oh, sorry, Kat. So my new record is 122.3. which was my second session. Okay, so if you don't exit out and you don't hit retry, you can actually keep an active record of where you're at. Okay, so on this last section that I got the 123.9, if I would have put all of the best sectors together, I would have gotten a 123.5. Okay. Um, Still not within 1 second, but it's definitely closer than the 2 seconds that I was looking at initially. Well, 2+ seconds, because the first session I was at what, 124 7, and then 124.6, and then 130 1.7. So the time is starting to come down. And again, it all goes back to whenever, if you decide you want to get into this sim and you want to get away from the arcade side of it and you want to do the online races, then getting to the point to um, the only way that you're going to get good with a car is to spend time in that car. Um, which is why my eldest is going to sign with Aston, because, and him and I talked about that to great lengths. It was kind of like, okay, how is this done? So I kind of broke it down for him. Because I bought this car during Watkins Glen when they released Watkins Glen in one of the updates. And I bought it on a Sunday because I was trying to beat my AMG time and I couldn't find a car to do it. And then I rented this, ran it. I was like, oh my God, I need one of these in my life. And then beat my time. It was fabulous. Life was good. Children were dancing in the streets all over the world in great praise. And then next along, I think we were at Cataluna. It was the first time I'd taken the car on Cataluna, and I couldn't control it. And I was like, I just spent 1.6 million credits on a car because well, I spent more because obviously, and you guys have seen me, whenever I buy a car, I buy all the tires because at some point there's going to come a race where you're going to need all the tires. So just buy all the tires when you buy the car. Makes sense. Um, and I couldn't control it. I think Cataluna was medium. No, they were on hard tires. And Watkins Glen was a hard medium, both mandatory race. And yeah, it didn't work out the way that I wanted it to. So I got frustrated and I put the car down and then I started driving the Z4 again. No, I tried the M6 for like 4 hours and got fed up with that and then went to the Z4. And then it was Kadal who went through and told me, it was kind of like, look, the only way you're going to get better with a car is to drive that car. Well, then I got to the point where I could drive the car, but I couldn't race the car because, tell you what, let me show you. Oh, wrong button. Sorry about that. Did not mean to give you guys a blue screen. Let's see here. Okay, so we are temporarily going to do away with the purple on purple, blue on purple, whatever you want to call it. Because the one nice part about it is I can go in here, go to open design, and say I just want to because I do. I like where all the stickers are placed. I like, yeah. I mean, I like the way this car is set up, as it pertains to everything. So, is there anything I would change? No. Okay, so go to paint, go to body, go to paint it all, go to special colors because I bought a special color, and then yeah, back out of there. Large flake silver metallic. Hell yeah. And then I can go save as. And then wait for it to render. And then yeah, it's a party. Just apply that one. Because now, because the stickers are where I want them to be and all of that, if I want to go back to the two-tone purple, all I got to do is come over here to Grandkids, click that, paint color changes, everything is awesome. It's fabulous. So, yep, good times. And then I wonder. Okay, so those for the stock wheels. No, 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 nope, nah. Eh, eh. No, no. Uh, eh. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, okay. Let's see. Alrighty, I have got to make an emergency phone call. So I'm actually going to end the stream here and then I will go through and come back and, uh, yeah, uh, I'll be back.